Hey everyone, welcome to Tea Story Tuesday. This week we're talking about Puerh tea. So Puerh tea is a really special, important, sacred style of tea. It's a lot less known in the West and less experienced and also harder to find. But Puerh tea comes from the 8 sacred mountains in and around the town called Puerh, which is in southwestern China, which is the birthplace of tea and where tea comes from. So this area has old tea trees, and those that have been cared for hundreds of years. They have deep tap roots, they have genetic integrity, and so they have their volume turned all the way up. And that's one of the reasons that Puerh tea is one of the most valuable styles of tea in the world. I was once in Yunnan, China, and I had a cup of tea with a family that was selling cakes of tea that were just under a pound for $37,000. So that gives you an idea of how valuable this style of tea is and has been for millennia. It's an ancient style of tea, and another reason why it's so well revered is because it's generally sold aged and in vintages, and so it has developed over time this beneficial bacteria that is known for gut health and for overall longevity and beauty and body health in general. So it's a really, really powerful medicine for the body and for the mind and for the spirit. There's a lot to know about Puerh tea. We could talk about it for days. You could study it for years and there would still be so much more to know. But the best way to learn anything is just by experiencing it. So we do have 2 at Tea Huntress. One is Forest Queen, and that's a 2008 show pour, which is a cooked style of tea. We'll talk more about that later. And the other one is a 2012 Sheng Puerh, the raw style of Puerh tea called Spirit Dance. So I highly recommend trying those if you haven't tried them. They're very different energetics, very different styles of tea. Both pours, I'll give you a great idea of this type of tea in general. And then just set a quiet space, turn some music on, light some incense, put a few leaves in your tea bowl, pour some hot water on it, and just sit a while. Sit 10 minutes, sit 2 hours, sit however long you have, and just see what happens and enjoy it. And you'll really feel the energy of this type of tea. So let me know if you have questions about Puerh. We can talk more about it in future weeks, and I'll see you next week.